fundamentally, the dominant perspective of that network from the beginning of the pandemic has been, who cares if all those people die? They're old, poor, or sick anyway. A big part of vaccine resistance in the aggregate in the U.S. is being driven by opposition of conservative media.
Maybe, Dan, we got breaking news. It turns out the vaccines might not work.
This is a pandemic of the unvaccinated is simply untrue. That's a lie.
Well, the Cleveland Clinic says you don't need the vaccine if you have natural immunity. That means, in other words, you don't need any vaccine.
It's not don't get vaccinated. It's we're just asking questions. We don't take a position. Don't take medical advice from people on TV. They're trying to get you to comply, so you should not comply. It's like anti-pro-vax. And all while doing everything possible to stoke fears about the vaccine, as they have stoked fears and misgivings about, let's be clear, every single other intervention against COVID that could save lives, whether that was social distancing, whether that was closing bars and nightclubs, whether that was masking indoors. Because fundamentally, the dominant perspective of that network from the beginning of the pandemic has been, who cares if all those people die? They're old, poor, or sick anyway.
"99% of the people dying from COVID right now are unvaccinated. More than 99%, in fact. An emergency room doctor told us this week that all of the sick COVID patients he is seeing are unvaccinated. All of them. And yet to some, this is just a show. A deadly show.
It makes you think, once you think about it, that maybe none of this is really about COVID. Maybe it's about social control.
And this has never, Sean, been about following the science. It's never been about following the facts and the truth. It's been about control from day one.
I mean, I don't. This is I honestly think this is the greatest scandal of my lifetime by far. I thought the Iraq War was. This seems much bigger than that.
607,771 Americans have died of the coronavirus. We understand also the importance of reaching Fox's audience about the COVID-19 vaccines and their benefits. And like we are with all of you here today, we of course are in regular contact. And we also make efforts to have officials out on a range of networks to talk about COVID-19. We don't see it as a partisan issue. We don't see vaccines as a political issue. It's an issue about keeping Americans safe.
The Delta variant now represents 83% of sequenced cases. In some parts of the country, the percentage is even higher, particularly in areas of low vaccination rates.
A lot of people are not vaccinated, and those are the ones that are getting infected.